remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship, Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.
And good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk COVID. Tey nag fii ma am fii ki nga xam ne mooy Mr Gaspard Mendy, ma am fii Nancy Diallo, ba pare ma am fii Felixtina Fasta. So ñoom nag ñu ngi nekk under the former NGO, I would call it, or a charity or a fundraising that they're doing under one banner where they're trying to raise funds some of their key objectives is to support the frontline workers with accommodation, and of course they have other objectives and other things. So program Minakte, I'll just allow them to introduce themselves, and then they'll just talk briefly about what their NGO is about, or their fundraising that they want to do is all about. So I will just start with Gaspard Mendy. If you can just briefly introduce yourself and just tell me what your role is at Nakanga Bokesi organization bi nga xamne moy under one banner.
Assalamu alaikum déglukat yi man maa ngi tudd Gaspard Mendy originally jóge Serekunda dëkk UK nekk engineer fii dëkk UK for quite a number of years, about 20 years. Under one banner dafa nekk leen li nga xam ne dañ ko formé ñun waa alumni Marina International School pour jéema ñëw mbooloo pour xeex Covid bu digga biir Gambia mbooloo mooy doole dafa important trop mënuña toog di xaar wala toog di wax di criticize government or di criticize authorities yi xam nga loolu mooy li nga xam ne ñun Gambien yi dañ ko mun trop so léegi ñun niñ ko gisee suñu xalaat mooy ne Gambien yi yëpp ñoo war a nekk benn pour xeex Covid bi te niñ ko xeexee mooy di waxtaan askan wi di mun a def xaalis bi si béréb yi nga xam ne mun naa gën a am the most impact ba pare tam am yërmande si suñ waa dëkk ji tam loolu dafa important trop xam naa continuer waxtaan bi pour wax leen the more specific details lu tax suñ taxawaay ak naka lañ buggee doxal suñ doxalin ak pour wax leen tam xam nga rek yenn conseil yuñ am pour suñ waa dëkk ji pour xeex Covid gi.
Thank you very much, Gaspard Mendy. So Flexina, yow it si organisation committee bi nga bokk. So ma bëggoon rek nga introduce sa boppa and what your role is about.
Asalaamaaleykum waa Gambia. maa ngi leen di nuyu si seen tur ak seeni santa tey lu tax ñu yëngu mooy mbirum Covid gis ngeen ni Covid di def ci dëkk bi gis ngeen naka la moo def suñ mbokk yi naka la ñoo def suñ dëkkandoor yi suñ rakk yi suñ maam yi suñ mag yi soo gisee ñun ay doomi réew bi ñëw ne lii de neexuñu baa ñu bokk loxo oo ñeneen tamit ñu am doole ñu ñëw bokk loxo su boobaa xeexi Covid bi nii ñu ñoo ko moom te ñu ñoo ko daaneel Oli maa ngi laa jaajëfal ñu ñu fi ooyee Kerr Fatou def nga lu baax tey torop te appreciate nañ tamit nu ñu fi dajaloo man Gaspard ak Nancy te niñ ko defee rek commencé nañ suñu GoFundMe nga xam naa dinañ si gën a duga ñu ñoo gën a waxtaanee dinañ si gën a duga ñu xam GoFundMe bi lan la te tamit naka nga ñu mën a dimbalee si GoFundMe bi tamit te tamit naka la ñoo also dimbalee government bi waaye xaar ma bàyyi la Oli yow nga continuer.
Okay, jërëjëf li nga wax moom dafa important because Gaspard wax na ko collectively rek we can always make a difference because suñ bëggee individually ku nekk mu am si li nga engage boobu noonu dafa jafe waaye mbooloo mooy doole so Nancy okay dafa mel ni Nancy moom lose nañ ko but then she would come back in. So now let's get into the discussion. So you, as you said, you guys are the Alumni Association of Marina International School, and you decided to come together and do a GoFundMe, raise funds, and support the frontline workers. So Mabugona Hamra, if you can elaborate on what kind of support you can these frontline workers, because we have seen it, a lot of frontline workers are infected. And then because of the settings that we have in Gambia, it's very difficult for people to isolate at home. So since you have that idea, and is one of your key objectives, we're going to elaborate more on how that would be done and what is it. But just a minute for many Nancy Dugasina. So Nancy, if you can hear us, can you please just introduce yourself and just tell us what your role is? Nancy?
Yes, I actually missed your question. My network is not very good.
So just Munewa, what is your role in this organization that you guys have formed? And we know some of the objectives, but just brief introduction of yourself. Then you do si waxtaan bi, as in why accommodation for the frontline staff people.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum Gambia. Jërëjëf Kerr Fatou si loola ñu boole seen plateforme bi ñu push affaire yi COVID-19 nan si jàllool tudda man Gambia la judo Gambia la yaroo DC la dëkkoon wante dama ñibbisi and I run a company wante tey yëfi corona moo ñu fi isi ñun ñëpp jàngoro ñun ñëpp la jaaxal so alumni yi bari na ñun ñëpp ñu boole suñ loxo te du am si ñun rek dañ ko extend to Gambia yëpp ku nekk lu tuuti loo am xëj na ñun mun nañoo dajaloo ñu ut xaalis xëj na ñeneen mun nañoo dajaloo ici frontline workers yi daal ñun moom lañ jóg ñoo tax ñu jóg pour ñu jàppale lañ parce que gis nañ ne COVID-19 ñun ñëpp si bokka so ñun daal dañoo doolin deku effort si yi nga xam ñu ngi taxaw ba pare
loolu rafet na
so foofu la ñoo jógee te ñu ngi yaakaar ne Gambia ak ñi si diaspora bi ñëpp dinañ ñu si fal.
ok léegi nag ñu dugga si frontline workers yi loolu moo wax ngeen ko mu leer ñëpp gis nañ ne frontline workers yi the way they've been affected moom definitely suñ compare the number of people and the number of medical like frontline workers suñ am suñ jógee ratio bi definitely it's very very high so ma just bëggoon ngeen wax ma why accommodation for them, because of course there's quarantine centers, so why would you guys want to provide accommodation for them?
You know what's sad, Oli? I'm going to talk in English now. So what's sad is the amount of doctors who've lost their parents.
Yeah.
No one knows about it. Some doctors have lost their parents because they've taken back COVID home. Due to their living arrangements, they haven't been able to self-isolate. Some nurses do a test and they have to wait for 6 to 7 days for the test results. Where do they go? Do they go back home? They don't know for 6 to 7 days whether they've got COVID or not. So what we're proposing is we will house nurses, because a lot of doctors, to be honest, a lot of doctors are in a much better condition. You know, they earn more. A lot of them live on their own. They have their own house, 2-3 bedroom house, or they can benefit from the government's quarantine schemes. While nurses, cleaners, not necessarily. Especially the ones who are waiting for their test results. So we're focusing on those. We partnered with the Nursing Association of the Gambia.
Okay.
They're going to identify for us the most vulnerable. We are not going to stretch ourselves too far. We're going to target maybe 10 nurses to begin with, and not just 10, but 10 over a period of 3 months. So every 6 to 7 days, they come in, stay in the accommodation, and then once they get the test results, if they're COVID negative, hopefully, then they can go back home. If not, then obviously they can refer themselves to the hospital. But it is something which is not there. It's a gap which has not been filled. So more than you gap, we're doing it with a rationale and we're doing it with logic. We're not just going in saying we're just going to house nurses. We have a budget that we're working to, and that is reflective in the amount that we want to raise as well. And we have already targeted a couple of guest houses that we want to engage, and a couple of private developers who have empty properties that we want to engage as well. So the machine is there, we're ready. We just need to raise these funds. And to do that, we need the help of every single Gambian in and outside Gambia, because this is something that is not being done. If we don't do it, nurses are going to bring back COVID home. This will save lives. It is. I can't overstress how important this is to save Gambian lives.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree to that. It's very important to save lives. But you've talked about, okay, once they get their test done, and then if they're negative, they will definitely go back home. In a situation where they talked about how they would go to the hospitals, but I believe as well hospitals right now are overcrowded. There's no space to even isolate people. So in that situation, do they stay in the accommodation you guys are providing? If the hospital...
Yeah. Not everyone who's COVID positive has to go to the hospital. It's only the people who are asymptomatic people, for example, don't have to go. And even if you're not asymptomatic, if you have very mild symptoms, you don't have to go, because going to the hospital is the least that you want to do, because it then creates a burden on the system. Only the very critical cases have to go to the hospital. Doctors have been saying that all day long as well. It's just that people are going to hospital because there's nowhere else for them to go. So this is like a halfway house. So of course, if they're positive, then we have to deal with every single situation. So it's a charity, and it's very tailored to the individual, and we are helping them. So each person with their own needs, each one with their own symptoms, and depending on how severe or not, obviously we will always have those 10 spaces. So we won't kick them out after 6 days if they're not okay to move out. But the budget is there. We're hoping that the budget will be there once we raise enough funds for 10 people over 3 months, churning in and out. So we'll block book these rooms for 3 months.
Okay, speaking about budget, we've seen a lot of fundraisings that are going on right now. People might be a bit of, what we call donor fatigue. So I know this is very important, because the frontline people need to be protected in every possible way. Everybody needs to be protected, but because they are the ones that are helping people, so they need to be protected even first. But then now, so this is based on just people donating. So with all these different GoFundMes that are happening right now, at some point in time, did you guys contact any of them and try to see if you can collaborate, or what are you guys doing? Because every day we go on Facebook or we go online, we see different GoFundMes, and all is to fight COVID. So are you guys thinking of trying to approach these people and work with them, since you already partnered with the Nursing Association, which is excellent, but would you partner with other charities that are trying to raise funds for the same thing? Because I've seen some who are raising funds for food for frontline people. So, I mean, what's happening?
Yeah, Tina, do you want me to come in, or do you want to?
Go right ahead. I'll come in later.
I think it's a very positive thing. I'm not surprised that there's a lot of initiatives, by the way, because we're Gambians, so we want to help each other. It's very important that there's different initiatives, because we can't do everything. So we're focusing on that particular thing. There's a couple more things that we're focusing on as well, which we'll talk about later on. But what we're focusing on is not necessarily what some other GoFundMe pages are more for PPE. So we're not focusing as much on PPE because we know that's covered. We're in a WhatsApp group with a couple of other initiatives as well there's another initiative purely for rapid diagnostic tests. And we've committed to giving some of our budget towards that as well. But our contacts aren't their contacts, and our drive and our initiative is in theirs. We don't have time. We don't have time for bureaucracy, or to have to try and come on a consensus while people are dying. So we know that we know the people that we reach out to for donations, and obviously, hopefully, some more people that we don't know. And we know exactly what we need to do, and we're going to do it. And we know for a fact that all the others will do the same thing. And Bolo Moy Dole, so we'll come together. We don't necessarily have to have one voice, but we certainly have to have one cause, which is the cause to save Gambian lives.
Okay, and I'll just get in there.
Yes,
that's right. Just to buttress Gaspard's point, we don't only also have, like, the hand, has 5 fingers, but everything comes together to make a hand. And see, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to give Gambia a helping hand, trying to give the government a helping hand. At the end of the day, if we don't make the government, who's going to? There's nobody here. There's nobody that's going to come and save us. We have to do it ourselves. So I'm not surprised that as a Gambian person, a Gambian citizen, you want to get up and help Gambia. That are going to go there, So I am very proud of all the different groups that are coming together, that are pushing for better lives for the nurses, for pushing for the better lives of the Gambian people, and pushing to fight COVID out of Gambia. I think this is a laudable initiative, and that's why we're called support our own. We need to support our own. If we don't, who will? So it starts now, and I hope that if anybody wants to come on board, we are welcome to partner together, because more brains even make it better. But I mean, like Gaspard said, he is not surprised at all that we would want to come and do something good.
Okay, thank you. And so now let's get into what do you think is the government's response to COVID-19? We've heard people saying Gambia had time. We had 5 months before, like, the pandemic. Like, before now, it's like really serious, because every day, I think by today we've got 43 deaths. something like that. So that's quite a very high number. So what would you say to government's response? Not right now, it's not time for politics and the blaming anybody. That's why I guess you people and all the others that are coming up with fundraising are doing that, because it's not time to put the blame game. But I just wanted to know, what do you think about the government's response, and would you guys partner with them? I know you're partnering with the Nursing Association, but would you at some point try to partner with the government and just see how we can all sit together or talk together and just see how we can make things better for the Gambia?
The government is the people, so the people are sovereign, so we're partnering with the people, and the people are the government's boss. The government is an administration. As an administration, they have not done well at all, but everyone knows that. That's not, if they hadn't done well last year, they're not going to just do well all of a sudden this week or last month. But that's a result of many factors. It's not just the fault of one person. It's a whole generation of leading up to this point where we are now. Nothing in life happens by accident. If our response today is bad, it's because it was in the making over the last 30 years, and this is the point we are at now. If you don't prepare for something like this, then if you have a failure, then you can't then blame everyone else. I think Gambians can't blame the government, because the government is them. They are the ones working in the government, and they're the ones who voted for their government officials. So you can't blame them, because the government is you, and you are the government.
All right, we are the government.
So we carry on, and we do what we have to do, knowing that we are sovereign and that we can help ourselves, right? So we plug the gaps, and the officials in the government who are part of us and are us will have a look to see what we are doing, and they'll try and do that when they get into office, or whoever. Gambians have to inspire each other, and we learn from each other. We're young democracy, and errors will happen, but we have to push. We have to push.
Okay, so are you guys planning or thinking of approaching them after you've raised the funds? But are you just only gonna do the work on your own in partnership?
When you say approaching them, what, the ministry, you mean?
The ministry, yes.
But the ministry is the nurses and the doctors. They're the workers.
For a separate entity somehow.
Well, I mean, we're open to working with whoever wants to go with the progress of helping our people. To whoever wants to help with the nurses, the frontline workers. That is our main concern right now. And that's why we have decided to come together at this juncture. Because as the results are getting higher, the panic is getting higher also. And so for us to come at this stage, like you said, there's no point in blaming anybody. What has happened has happened. We need to figure out a way of moving forward and see how we can take Gambia forward. We are Gambia. Gambia is us. So we need to do something now.
Definitely, we are Gambia and Gambia is us. So now let's also look at, one second, sorry. So now let's just look at how, for example, because it's not only the nurses and doctors that would go back home. Because right now we understand that a lot of people have been asked to go home and isolate. We know the setting that we live in. We know that it's very difficult for people to actually isolate at home. So are you guys looking into putting, adding the other people, or is it just entirely for the frontline workers, which entails, of course, the nurses, the cleaners, but people in the hospital settings? Are that your only target group, or you would expand to the general public at some point?
Tina?
Okay, so well, the nurses and the frontline workers are our primary concern. I'm sure as time goes on, we'll see the need and we'll amend as we go and maybe take on other responsibilities, seeing the need. But for now, the frontline workers are our responsibility. There've been too much, talk, frontline workers this, and we also need to care about them because they're risking their lives every single day, going to hospitals, taking care of our patients. So for now, these are our responsibilities. However, as things go on, we'll try to see how we can accommodate everybody else. We cannot help everybody, and we need to mention that, but we will try our best. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
can just tell me more about your other initiatives, your other objectives of what you guys, under one banner, what you guys really, really want to do.
Okay, so we have 3 other main ones. So the first one, the second one is to help the Red Cross with PPE, some of those white gowns that they have, boot covers, goggles. So we have a whole list that we've managed to get from within their offices. And we are actively looking at sourcing those. Those we can source very quickly. We'll just get them from the UK and get them shipped down to the Gambia. The second thing is regarding medication as well. So helping with regards to just your basic medication, you know, zinc, vitamin C, paracetamol, things like that, that boost the immune system. Provide that to nurses and to hospitals as well, working in partnership with the Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia, who we've partnered with on that. And also looking at very, very cheap but common sense things, procuring Perspex windows or plastic, sort of clear plastic windows as shields for the test center, and also for hospitals to enable hospital workers to isolate, you know, give them an extra layer of isolation from their patients. And stickers you put on the floor, markers to procure those, you know, the 2-meter markers, to make sure that you don't necessarily need the police or, you know, the paramilitary everywhere trying to dictate to people where they need to go. It's the case of just saying, you know, here are the markers, stand here. And believe it or not, it's cheap, but it saves lives.
That's excellent, to, like, seriously, because Red Cross, they're volunteering, they're really helping with the people that have lost their lives. The risk that they put themselves. So Purian can come up with that, supporting them with PPE. I mean, that is something that is very laudable. And Flexina, you want to just elaborate more on like the other aspects that Gaspard has just mentioned?
I mean, Gaspard has mentioned basically a lot of most of our initiatives, and we said in the beginning, we want to call on each and every Gambian that is out there, and let us not even remember about donor fatigue. There's no such thing as donoring to your own country. You're helping your countrymates. So this is not even about being donors. We don't have that culture. We have the culture of sharing. So let's call it sharing. Let's call it sharing is caring. Let us care for our own people. Like I said, nobody's coming to save us. So this is our own thing. Let's own it and take care of our people.
I mean, it's great. Definitely, Mom Lee, definitely, because as they say, the life you save may be your own, because that person you're saving to keep away from home, because this is a chain of infection, especially virus with mom nimde travel, is people who take it around. It doesn't travel on its own. So to save even one person, when we do the maths, Koku can save a lot of other people. So the life that you save may be your own. Okay, so Legi, for somebody to join the One Banner, do you have to be part of the alumni society, or any individual who has maybe an idea or who wants to support? The supporting, of course, there's the GoFundMe, and they can definitely contact you guys individually. But if somebody wants to actually participate, what do they have to do?
Yeah, I mean, we called it an initiative. Believe it or not, this has only been going. We started raising funds 2 days ago. We've hit 40% of our initial target. We're looking to go up higher. We called it an initiative because everything, someone has to start it. So we're a group of, so that covers the whole alumni, and in terms of the committee, we're a group of 8. But this is what we started with. And of course, like anything, it's one family, isn't it? It's a Gambian family. We've been reaching out to many people. We've been reaching out to doctors. We've been reaching out to all these associations. And we are actively, in fact, saying to people, if you want, come join us. Let us make this a movement. Let us take charge of COVID. Let's stop complaining. Let's do innovative things. Let's show the world that we're not stupid as Gambians, and that we know what we're doing. We're just as clever as anyone else, and we're just as good as anyone else. Let's prove it, and let's save lives, and let's stop waiting on the government. Let's act. Let's act.
I like that. Let's act. And then you said it very clearly. Kuneka munna join. Everything has a beginning, and you guys initiating in the beginning. But yeah, it's for all Gambians. So it's very important. People that are watching, you can always reach out to Gaspar, to Nancy, to Tina. I bet you would share more information about who your members are and just how when people want to donate, what they need to do. We would get into that. So now talking about Hamnane, you're all young people, very, very creative, very innovative. So what ideas or what mechanisms or what strategies do you think can help in this fight against COVID? It could be something that the government can actually even, do, or even just individuals in our own separate and different ways. But what ideas, mechanisms, and strategies do you guys have that we think together we can help fight this, apart from just doing this?
Testing, that's the foundation. If there's no foundation, anything you build collapses. If people are waiting for 7 days for their test results, then the system has collapsed. Because after 7 days, most people have either died or have recovered. So what's the point of getting the results? The results aren't there for the people, they're just there for the stats. We need to make the tests for the people. We need to give them their test results back in 3 days. How do we do it? Not by saying that the team has to work harder or that some of them are ill, they have to go to Tobaski or whatever. There's 20 people on that team. They're covering the whole country. That's stupid. Get people in, train them quickly, have more PCR machines. Come on, this is not beyond our collective intelligence. We have intellectuals, we have all sorts of people in Gambia. Don't wait for the government. Use your contacts to get these PCR machines. Get people on the ground to go to have them based up country in every single region. Get them tested and deliver their results in 3 days. That's the least you could deliver for your fellow countrymen, because at the moment the system is killing them, and it's not beyond our collective brains to see that we resolve this situation. It's embarrassing. Testing.
Okay, testing is because you need to test to know your status before even anything can happen. So I think, yeah, testing is the foundation. But then we need to look into human resource as well. Because even if we have the PCR machines, because right now we need to understand MRC and the National Public Health Lab, the test. So I think we need to look into more facilities that can test, and maybe if they have to be equipped, as you said, we do that. But yeah, I would definitely agree with you that testing is key.
Yeah.
I think Ganar Jai has just joined us. Ganar, can you hear me? Hello?
The network is a bit choppy.
Okay, I can see her in that. Okay, maybe she can't. So Flex Nina Mabugona Hamre, your Tamit, please mention testing.
Yeah. So Mandama just jumped on about testing. I think we need to go a step further and go into rapid diagnostic testing, because right now it takes a while for somebody to receive their test and before the doctor can even start taking care of their case. And even if the doctor is sure that maybe, okay, this person has corona, they cannot do anything with them until the test results have come out. So I think right now the rapid tests are the thing for the Gambia government to look into, if it's not being looked into already, and if it is, seek validation and we can get it done. And we need this to happen. We also believe that educational campaigns is a must. The government is also doing really well right now, but I feel that more can be done, in the form that a lot of people are giving little videos, and we have a lot of the washing of the hands and stuff. But I feel maybe why not put more images on the way, less words, more images, and have people that don't understand the words to actually comprehend what they need to do. So these are things that I feel that we need to go and make sure that all of these campaigns go all the way to the rural areas, not just concentrated in these areas here. I'm in the Combo area. So yeah, I think the government could look more into things like that, especially in the rural areas, cover them also.
Great. So now let's look at sensitization and awareness raising, because we can have all of these things, facilities, and when people are not aware, or when people are not sensitized enough, or when people don't believe in this, it will be very difficult. Of course, even though that's just a small chunk of the population, but then everybody matters in this situation. So I hope under one banner, you guys are looking or thinking into doing sensitization or awareness for just people to understand that this is real, and they need to believe that.
Firstly, I think when government officials sit up and say, COVID lu amla lu degala, it's an excuse. I don't think it's a problem in Gambia. I haven't spoken to any Gambian who's told me COVID doesn't exist. The reason why, yes, I'm sure you have, yeah. But the reason why, but that is a very, 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 very small minority. And that is not the problem. The problem is, you see, if you say, oh, the COVID lu amla lu degala, safeguard yourself, fine. But you're not telling them how to do it, right? So, for example, you're saying to people, stay at home, social distance, blah, blah, blah. What does that mean in reality? You're not saying to people, how do you behave when you go to the test center? You shouldn't be, you don't necessarily have to have someone with a gun telling people, oh, no. You have, in anywhere in the world, most places, they have stickers, you have signs. People know, people aren't stupid. You tell them stand here, because no one knows, most people don't know what 2 meters is, regardless, unless they see it actually, if they see a sign on the floor saying, okay, I have to stand here. So you have to facilitate, plan buildings, plan testing. Don't just have everyone coming to one test center. Human beings, we're like sheep. So anywhere in the world, we would do that. But if you have one in, one out, for example. So I think the message has to be how to behave when you're outside the house, because people need to go about their business. When you go to the market, because this is where you're catching it. They're not catching it necessarily at home, is when they leave the house. There's a lot of messages about what to do at home, but there's not many messages about what to do when you're not at home. So this is why we're saying, we're going to get the Perspex glasses, we're going to get the stickers, and and also the floor stickers, and also the banners as well, in hospitals and in the main public buildings. So this is part of our objective, and God willing, if we manage to raise what we want to raise, we can put all this in place. And it's all there. It's off the shelf. You buy it, you ship it to Gambia, it gets there within less than a week.
Another thing I'd like to come in and say, Oli, is also the fact that there's not much sensitization over nutrition, for example, and ways for people to boost their immune systems. Yes, it's not a cure or anything, but it is a call to Gambia to be a more healthier nation. I feel that there's not much nutritional education in Gambia, and we're a country that eats rice every single day, but we are also a country that suffers from NCDs. So these are things, and these are the underlying conditions that COVID will actually latch on. So we need to also try to teach our people how to eat better. That will actually help them normally anyways, and also help them know what things to use to boost their immune systems.
Okay. Yeah, talking about boosting your immune system, because we all know that COVID mom right now, I'm a garab. So ñi nga xamne ñoo nekkul ci serious conditions, ñep ñu leena urge that they need to boost their immune system. So Flexina, you definitely raised a very good point. So you've mentioned about work with the pharmacy association, right? So
Pharmaceutical Society Gambia, yeah.
Okay, you're partnering with them. So you can share some of the ideas or some of the things if you suspect. We understand the whole isolation bit. If you suspect you have COVID, or if you have come in contact with somebody who's positive, so that's the isolation bit of you protecting yourself. But in terms of immune system, do you guys maybe, especially, I know you've worked at Innovarex, which is Dr. Ismail Abadi, and I've seen he's got a package that is a booster for the immune system. So go on and you do go to see just how people can boost their immune systems, and what simple and maybe cheap and easy remedies that people can do in the meantime. I know you're not doctors, but yeah, if it's something that you're comfortable to just get into.
Can I go ahead, Gaspard?
Well, yeah, obviously I'm not a doctor, so it's difficult to know, but to be able to give any advice. Why I've heard zinc being mentioned. This is coming from doctors. Vitamin C, vitamin D, of course, which always helps with flu-like symptoms, and exercise. Yeah.
Exercise is key.
Exercise is key. It is the most important.
Some guys, do you exercise?
Exercise more.
To take walks every day. I think that makes a big difference. Eat healthy. Reduce the sugar, even eat more fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
These simple life go a long way.
Fruits and vegetables, mom, under normal circumstances, so it's something that it keeps you away from the doctor. So I think that it's something that we all, but and here, Gambia, to get fruits mom, yomana. So Romania, at least today, be a mango or something. You always have something. Yeah. So wow. So then just because you have trying to get one a day at least. If we can't do 5 a day, we do at least one a day. So that is key. But then the just book on tamit again, what you more on like with your charity and with you people as individuals, gis ngeen Gambia situation be gis nañ ne curve bi mu ngi ache. So we're all praying and hoping that it slows down again. Looking at things, ñu ngi si nawet bi can mënut a predict daal. So I just bëggoon a xam what you guys think is the way forward at yan ideas ngeen am at lan ngeen a wax rek Gambians yi.
Tina? Or should I go first? Or?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so firstly, we have to keep our courage up and know that our destiny is in our hands. We have age on our side. The demographics of Gambia is not like the demographics of Italy or the UK. Average age in Gambia is about between 19 and 20 years. The vast majority of people will have COVID and be asymptomatic or not, or have very minor symptoms. Of course, suñ mami ak suñ yaay ak suñ papa lañ wara set. Loolu tam important na torop. In terms of a way forward, I think Gambians as a people, we need to realize the world has changed. The power of individuals and social groups is massive. In some ways, sometimes even more bigger than the government. We need to realize, harness our power. We are sovereign. We can bring things into the country. We can influence the government. We can influence change from within. You don't influence change by criticizing. You influence change by acting, and someone will see you and say, wow, this is how to do it. Because the problem in Gambia is that there aren't as many examples as we'd like. The sad thing is most Gambians, when they achieve a lot, they go abroad and come back to retire and don't say a word. So no one knows what they've done. And they have their you see heavy, the johe halis, that's all they're good for. They haven't imparted any knowledge. They haven't imparted any practical skills. They haven't mentored anyone during their prime. Loolu mooy problème bi. So léegi Gambian yu bari ñu ngi ñëpp si o ñu nekk fii sax Angleterre ñu ngi am connection yu fort biir Gambia. WhatsApp ang fa, Facebook ang fa yëpp. Man, a shining example for probably the first 10, 12 years of being in the UK, ñëw naa Gambia maybe twice. But since then, I'm back home maybe twice a year now since then. So connection bangfa. All these issues, Black Lives Matter movement, countries are going within themselves to help themselves. And the only people who can help Gambia are Gambians and Gambians of this age group as well, 30, 40, 50. So we shouldn't stand. I'm not saying go and seek high office. Young Gambian be mom so we president or minister. Lulu is, in fact, I think personally, that is the most minimum impact you can have in a country is to be in the government. I think the way you influence people is to be within civic society. And a lot of important to obviously it doesn't cure COVID. Why legi gis nañ ñi nga amee COVID ang si dëkk bi ñana mëna dimbale each other. Government bi du mëna ñu dimbale ñëpp, nit yaay dimbale nit ñi. Lo wax na la ne nit moo gën a important. So civil society dafa important. Pare COVID bi tam li ñu war a def rek mooy déglu WHO advice, raxas leen seen loxo yi, toog leen kër soo leen mënee toog kër, soo leen waree génn si biti pour lifin ka job liggéey dem si marché bi loolu def leen ko waaye seen jaabante bi na ngeen emale ko tuuti. Be pare tam ngeen social distance. So le sa social distance ngeen seet si seen yeneen mbokk yu xala am gën a am kër yu rëy wala am yeneen kër yi nga xam ne même développé yi ñu ngi amee yenn kër ñu ngi leen tëj yenn hôtel guest house ñu ngi leen tëj na ñooñu génn ñana moom kër yooyu noonu wax askan bi ne leen xool leen ñu ngi amee kër bi le fii Bruce bi wala feneen mu ngi free kaay leen ngeen dëkk fi du leen wàññil dara. di nekku leen di lifin di feyeeku foofu noonu kenn nekku fa touriste yi kenn ñëwul offer leen ubbi leen dëkk bi ubbi leen kër yi pour nit ñi ñëw pour sauver dëkk bi loolu laay wax ni
so for new Delsi one, what you just mentioned is very, very important. Why Filipina, ma just news your tutor, but just not a part of Sen initiative see working about providing drinking water, sabu so it just goes back to not drinking water, but more of washing. It's important, and which is part of the WHO recommendations. So legi gis nañ ne a lot of people ñu ngi complain about okay nawet fay na amuñ ndox amuñ ni, but I think it should be a responsibility of everybody pour ñu ensure that you're saving yourself and your family first. So ma bëggoon rek nga maybe wax a bit more on the social distancing, lan nga advice nit ñi, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, how important that is in making sure that the virus is not being transmitted all across.
I think I'm gonna start with the youth, because I feel that they may contract it but not get us sick. And we all know that we live in a society where, if not all, but the majority of people live with somebody that's older. The youth need to know that we need to protect the older generation. The older generation will not be able to handle what Corona has to give the person. And that's why at some point you are hearing a lot of people that were passing away, and we, the youth, need to protect the older generation. Make sure we socially distant. If we go out and come back, make sure we wash our hands. Make sure we have our masks on at all times, even if you stay at home. If you're going to be around more than yourself, in a common area, wear your mask. It is super important. We need to remember that we have parents. We need to remember that we have grandparents, and they will not be able to handle COVID as well as we would. We would probably have sniffles or cold or cough even, but they would not be able to handle it. I would also urge more people to wear masks. I go outside, I see a lot of people not wearing masks, and we need to wear them. They will protect us. Can you imagine, Oli, that one of the most dangerous diseases in the world now, and the best way you can protect yourself is just to wash your hands. Can you imagine that?
I know. Very easy.
It is so simple that, but it is also so difficult because it's a habit that needs to start. So teach the little kids. Continue doing it. Kids learn by watching. You can't tell somebody and then they go and no, they will not keep on doing it because they don't see you doing it. So we're also asking on parents, mothers, fathers, we need to we need to start that now. Start it in every single household before the whole society and Gambia will come on board.
A lot of people have mentioned this. Man in particular, tami wax naa ko. Ñun Gambians yi foog naa sometimes suñ gisul buñ dee gom. Ñun Gambians yi di nga wax ba ëllëg. So simple thing of kenn yow tamit dama nga raxasu sax. Ñeneen ñi nañ ci huloo ak yow. Just simple thing. Wear your mask. Every day ñu ngi gis ci télé bi. Policy ñu ngi am pour stop nit ñi ci yoon bi pour wax leen ñu sol seen masque yi. So I think we need to do more sensitization on that aspect definitely. Ndax war nañoo dem ci bunti marché yi ñu tega gars yi génn ci comme que man suma masque yi man suñ déggul tega rek du ma génna so suñ génnee ñu won ñu ne nañ leen ñu sol suñu nañ leen ñu def lii nañ leen ñu def lee. I think that is very important, and if that's not even part of the things that you guys are doing, maybe depending on how many volunteers you guys can get, that is another aspect you guys can look into, where there will be sensitization on wearing your mask, social distancing. Come Gaspar Lumwa, if you don't have any business outside, you don't have to go. Right? How much we have a problem, and this problem we need to solve.
The older generation, we also need to encourage the older generation to stay at home because they are in a bracket where it'll be very hard to heal them. So they need to stay at home. Yes, there are funerals. Yes, there are naming ceremonies. Only it's like you can wait until later. Now you can call. Now there's WhatsApp. You can actually see them. Now there's Zoom. You can see each other. You don't have to be there physically. So you can be there for your friend or your loved one, but in a different way. We need to realize that we will not go back to whatever normal that was before. This is a new normal. We need to start getting used to it and start moving forward. If we do not do that, it's going to be a problem. As humans, it's hard for us to listen anyways, but we need to keep on insisting and do it consistently. It's all over the world. We are not special, Gambia. You know, America is having the same problem. The UK, I'm sure they have issues with people that don't want to wear masks. They have a whole anti-maskers thing going on. You know, at Dijon, Dakar, everywhere. It's a whole human thing. You know, but what we, in my opinion, in Gambia should do is just keep on encouraging, keep on having people understand what the implications are to not only themselves but to their loved ones.
Okay, so now we go back to other one banner. So ma just bëggoon tamit rek ngeen wax ñu ñi nga xam ne ñi nga seetaan suñ bëggee ñëw donate to you guys, who are your executive members, or like how they should reach out to you or who they should contact. Just give us more information on it, because this is a very, very great initiative. As we've mentioned here, a lot of GoFundMes that are happening, but this one too is unique to itself, where it's providing accommodation for frontline staff, providing PPEs for Red Cross, and all these other objectives that you guys have. So different organizations are doing different things. Yep, to support this. So just more, whoever wants to support, donate, or join, just what they need to do.
Okay, Muna, okay, so Luma def my Muna shares my screen, Bina?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see that, or
share. Okay, 2 seconds. You need to disable screen sharing.
Okay. So maybe it's something we will share afterwards. Sorry,
okay,
if you guys.
Luma def my Luma def lifin. So there's 3 ways to donate. The first way is through GoFundMe. So GoFundMe page B. Nala send link be just now. The second way is via obviously cash through any of the committee members who I'll name soon. And the third way is obviously through check. So in terms of committee members, so a lot of us are, most of the committee members live in Gambia, some live outside the Gambia. From the UK side, Manmai look after the UK side of things. I'll also post up my phone number. We also have Suleiman Jane, who is in Saudi Arabia. He's looking after the Asian side of things. And we have Hadijatsu Ngenar Njai, who I believe was trying to log on earlier, but unsuccessfully. She's also in the UK. We have Yai Louise Ndur Bensouda, who is in the Gambia. And she's coordinating a lot of that effort in terms of people donating out with GoFundMe, businesses and individuals in the Gambia. So you can contact her. Umi Sise, Discovery Tours as well. She's on the committee. And we have Mampo Semega Jane as well. She's on the committee. I'm pretty sure I'll forget someone soon. But also we have Babukar Job, who's also on the committee as well. And Luma def moy nala just send suñ GoFundMe page B. So it's under one banner. So then they may GoFundMe or then Google correct. Why Luma def moy nala just email the link. The GoFundMe is easier because then we can have much more visibility, and also we can have we can get the email addresses of people such that when we can tell them exactly where their money has gone, and with videos and clips and everything else, we'll send it to all the donors as well. So it's much better for the transparency side of things.
We need to put the link so people can actually go follow that link.
Yeah, so Mangla just send the link.
Okay, yeah, so we would definitely share this link, and then people can donate, because
thank you, Jeff.
This is a very good initiative, especially coming from young Gambians, because it shows that as a responsibility. Even though the trend that COVID is going, it hardly affects. They can get infected, but then it hardly affects the young people. So suñu yaay yi nga ak suñu maam yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci kër bi moom la COVID nekk di sonal bu baax a baax. So pour young people ñu gën a bokk ci fight bi, support government, support Gambians yi, support everybody. Loolu moom dafa nekk loo xam ne ñun Kër Fatou is something that we would always support, because we have the platform. So why not? Because even today benn nit moo ñëw sax mu donate, I mean, it would make a difference. And if it's one life that has been saved, again, lolu tamit nek na lo xamne it's very, very important. So finally, time is almost 1 hour. So ma just bëggoon la laaj both of you guys, what are your final words? Lan ngeen bëgg nit yi dégga? Xam naa ne man moom dama type wax ne common support. Waaye ma bàyyi leen rek, you guys have the floor and just say your final words.
I suppose for my end, yes, it's important, all these initiatives, but time is of the essence. We need to act now, and we need to make sure that we hit our target. So the most important thing at the moment is to give as generously as you can. We have the structures in place, we have the people in place to make sure that your money is spent in an accountable manner, but also such that in a way that plugs the gaps which have inadvertently been created through no fault of anyone, but these gaps need to be plugged. I guarantee that we will save lives. Even if you save one life is too much. Is one life gone is too much. If you save one life, it's a lot. So I'm pretty sure through the way we want to do things, we will save lives. Your money will not be put to waste. It will go to the right place. There will be very minimal expenses. We will be going off the back of the Red Cross and the Pharmaceutical Society and the National Association of Midwives. The structures are already there. They just need support. And this is very important. So please give as generously as you can and as soon as you can so that we can start to help our fellow countrymen.
Thank you very much, Gaspard Mendy. Tina?
Oli, I'm just going to reiterate, let us stay safe, let us wash our hands, because the life we save may be our own and our family members' own, and unfortunately, we usually don't know that something's dangerous until it actually, not even knocks on our doors, it actually comes under our beds. So I am begging each and every Gambian to put heads together. A little is not too small, you know, so again, it's definitely $10. Enough $10 will make $100. Enough $100 will make 1,000, you know, 1 million, and so on. So we are asking everybody out there, no little is too small, and we are also even calling on organizations that would want to actually help in any way, shape, or form. Let's work together and see how best we can push Gambia forward under one banner by supporting us.
And very finally, Oli, very finally, Luma, def moy after this call, then let's send a definitive list, contact list. So if anyone wants to donate and they don't want to put it through GoFundMe, we have a list of individuals in Gambia, the committee members, asking phone numbers. Please get in touch with them. Please get in touch with myself. I've just put my phone number on your chat and also the GoFundMe page. Any issues with that page, GoFundMe page, or anything at all, just please wahlenu. Let's fight this scourge together.
Yes, that is very important. So just before you finally them, the ones that have lost their lives to COVID, we're praying the Yala Hare and Ajana, the ones fighting right now, and the ones amagunko, urging everybody and encouraging everybody to stay at home, social distancing, let's wash our hands, and you wear a mask. Everything that people are telling us is for our own good. So every Gambian ne lidu chahan, lidu wahi fo, lidu wahi niti then just joke rek pour ñu dégalen. Fi ko xamne right now since the COVID started, the people that have been ñu ngi dégga sen voices, they're just urging people pour li nga xamne moy sen jama. Fi ken nekku fi ko xamne ñew nga pour ñu ne wax rek mo la neex. So ñi nga xamne ñi ngi sétane ñu neena ñaan pour ko gis rek jóg na pour jéema fight li rek because dañ xamne that's what we need. And on the one banner, once again, we're encouraging you guys, and this is not something that should stop here. Something that you guys should continue. Of course, bugatuñ benen pandemic pour ngeen xamne di ngeen mëna ñëw pour ñu save lives, but just initiatives yoo xamne can support the average Gambian or can support a certain group of people. Buga nañ daal lii bu mu em fii, the COVID bi moom would soon finish. Why we want this to continue, but we're urging everybody to donate to support and share. Even if you just share the link, somebody else from your network can support. So
well, we just also thank you as the year 2000 graduating class of Marina. I want to thank you, and we are, like we said, we're also under the same banner, and we hope that everybody will come out in their numbers. They will donate, and we thank Kerr, Fatou. You have been so proactive about this, and knowing you as an alumni, we thank you also. You're also doing your part, and we appreciate what you've been doing also. So see, everybody doesn't have to give the same help, but together we will do it. Together we will save Gambia. It is our Gambia, not anybody else's. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Going offline. And Gaspard, don't forget to share the details.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yai Baram.
Agada.
Mbijan aganyadi.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay.
Korsana.
Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariya.
Ah,
mbare mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariya.
Ah, janno mi yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Ha. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam.
Ha?
Ha. Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wala nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol ni fana be teat. Gambia dawda yalo nga kum fa kendol sotale je.
Ha e wo moyo diat ha.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loolu lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw fii ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. Lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes you know fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii. Love like fire. Bring my love like fire.
Miss B Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for all beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and a lot more. Find us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Preacher Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.